Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Game of Thrones. We are in Essos. We're still trying to escape with I believe, uncle? We can just check the codex since we're paused here. We are with, not Roderick, but Asher, and not Garrett, maybe not Duncan, not Royland, not him. Malcolm, Branfield, and some other people. There need to be a few more codex things, I think, because there's a couple more characters in the story we've seen, like Tyrion Lannister. Yeah, he should be in there. They're really making some assumptions in this game that people actually know what the story of Game of Thrones is, and I think honestly they can make that assumption because I'm the weirdo here that hasn't actually watched it. Honestly, the reason I haven't watched it is I don't have HBO, and I got the free preview to see the first episode, and the first episode was just a little too violent for me. A little too much violence, a little too much nudity, a little too much sex going on for how I was feeling at the time. Later seasons, I've seen a few episodes now and then, and they kind of turned it down a little bit, at least on the episodes I saw, as compared to the first episode. So it doesn't affect me as much. But yeah, it really put me off. Anyways, let's get back to the game. Really, I think it might be one of those situations where I was just not in the mood for the pilot episode of Game of Thrones. And even if I had liked it, I was certainly not going to get HBO. Add another $20 to my monthly TV bill. Okay, so these guys are looking for us.
They were headed for the main gate.
I know another way.
You coming with us then?
It would only be
If you're to
wise.
save your house, you'll need more than the two of us at your side. You'll need an army.
That's why you're here, isn't it? To hire one.
An army of sellswords.
And a man to lead them. Do you hear what I'm saying, boy?
I can lead an army.
I know you can. I've always known it. Your father was blind to that.
None of that matters without sellswords to hire, and all the companies around here are engaged.
Also, we have no money.
What about Croft?
One-eyed Croft, with the second sons. They're all with the Targaryen girl now.
But Croft owes me a favor.
I'm pretty sure he hates you, actually.
No. He'll help us. I'll make sure of it.
And how are you going to do that? We didn't part on the best of terms.
I'll be charming.
It's amazing you can walk
Right.
down the streets covered in blood, nobody questions it. Or maybe they do question it, and that's why they're closing all the doors on us.
Well, this mother of dragons and
Guess
her
that's a good
sellswords
move.
are headed north, so we make for Marine.
Wait, Marine? Shit.
What?
Unfinished business there. I don't want to talk about it.
We can't afford any distractions.
It's not your problem. It'll be fine. I promise.
It's fine. I trust you, Beskar.
I shouldn't have said anything. I said I was with you, little brother. And I meant it.
Ponte Renas. Yon kai kanon Jossi botagon costoti da ora.
I like the hiding and avoiding conflict with the quick time events more than the fighting. But if I mess up, then I'll be right back to the fighting.
Just one more we'll have to kill later.
Let's go.
You did well back there, Asher. You acted like a true leader.
You two can talk about it later. We need to get out of here. They won't stop looking for us.
It's a long journey to Marine on foot. I hope you're ready, Asher. It won't be easy.
Just try to keep up, Uncle.
Don't you worry about me. Either we cross the narrow sea with an army at our backs, or House Forrester will not survive to see winter.
You know, they haven't said winter is coming once in this whole game so far. What's with this focus on the screen here? This little blurriness in the corners to give dramatic. Here you go. Walk the other way. It looks dangerous. Walk the other way. Or walk past it on the other side. Can't do either. Am I peeking in somebody's? Bust in, call out, open?
Hello?
See a letter, some kind of bedroom thing in a broken vase. I mean, let's look what's in the chest, see if we can grab a sword or something. Shame if something was in there.
Everything's still here. The letters from my family. What would someone want with them? Was someone going through my books?
Broken vase. This is a terrible way to search a room.
Why
This
would
is
someone do this?
This is something either a fool searches a room this way, or they are definitely trying to send a message. Which, in all honesty, I don't know why they bother with the handmaiden. It's not like she has any real power.
I have information that will aid you with the imp. Meet me in the gardens at midnight.
Imp? Yeah. No. Do not do that.
There. That should last through Lady Elena's visit, at least.
There's been no news from Mira. She may not have found a way to help with Elena.
We'll be fine, Mother.
I pray you're right. Lord Glenmore's army could keep us from ruin. But Elena must still agree to the marriage.
My lord, you might remind Lady Elena that in terms of lineage, you are still very much a man.
Maester?
What I mean is, if the two of you wanted to produce an heir, it should not be a concern.
How would you know that?
I just meant that since there's no obvious damage, that...
Enough! Maester. Just remember that she'll want to see gentleness in you too. I don't mean to burden you with unwanted advice, but this is an important day for all of us. I hope you find your voice before Elena arrives. She will want reassurances.
My lord, she's here.
Okay, so we have now entered uncharted territory for me. How to woo a woman in a Game of Thrones.
Roderick? You look... You're really...
Welcome to Ironrath, Elena. It's good to see you.
Where are my courtesies? It's good to see you too.
Please.
So, here we are. I'm glad to see you up and about.
You look as beautiful as ever, Elena.
Oh, thank you. I set out for Ironrath as soon as I heard you were alive. My father suggested I wait, but I can't believe it's been 2 years.
Your brother's name day feast. We danced until the sun came out.
But now your house prepares for a funeral. And you... Tell me the truth, Roderick. How are you, really? And please, be honest with me. I don't mean to pry, but...
I won't lie. Every day's a battle.
I can only imagine. So much has changed since we were children. Playing hide and seek in the grove and...
You're so easy to find. You always hid behind the same tree.
Maybe I wanted you to find me. But Roderick... I need to ask you something. When I arrived at Ironrath today, your courtyard was filled with drunken soldiers. White Hill soldiers. They said some terrible things. The White Hills are your oldest enemies, Roderick. Why are they here? Has something happened?
We weren't given a choice. Those soldiers are here at the orders of the Boltons.
That's horrible. Roose Bolton must mean to occupy Ironrath.
No, he just wants to assure our loyalty.
I'm going to be honest with you, Roderick. I have always looked forward to our marriage. But in light of all that's happened to your family... My father is questioning the wisdom of our betrothal. He wants me to call it off.
And what do you want?
I've been asking myself the same question. And frankly, I'm torn. I don't care about your scars, Roderick. I love the boy you were, and I can love the man you are. But my family can't get drawn into a war with the Boltons. They're the Wardens of the North. And they flay their enemies.
You and I can overcome anything.
I once thought so too. But I have to be practical.
Elena.
It doesn't matter how we feel. How can I ask my father to risk everything? Even for you.
Let's be practical. When we defeat the Whitehills, I'll give your father half of our Ironwood Forest.
That's worth a fortune, Roderick.
We'll pay it to secure this alliance.
I'll need to discuss it with father, but... Yes, I think this will convince him. Perhaps we'll remain allies after all.
Deepest apologies, my lord. I tried to stop him, but
the rumors
Of course, we could have tried to give half our...
You have no
force
right to
Whitehall.
just...
And if it isn't Elena Glenmore.
it's pretty much the same.
You're not still
either way.
marrying into this wretched family.
Our houses will be joined, in fact. And we will stand proudly beside them.
Can I change your mind? You can do much better than this cripple. And my son Griff needs a bride.
What do you want, Whitetail?
What do I want? Ask your mother. She invited me here.
That's not true. I sent a raven to Lord Whitehill about letting Brian attend the funeral. But I never expected him to barge in like this.
She practically begged me to come. Of course, I'd want the same in her position. The youngest son home to mourn his dead father and brother.
Ryan belongs at that funeral. With his family.
Not until I'm certain that you know your place. Lord Ramsay ordered your family to obey my soldiers until my son Griff arrives from Harrenhal. But now I hear you're threatening them and keeping them dull on wine. It makes me start to question your obedience.
Lud, enough of this.
I do not have to obey.
See? That's just the kind of arrogance I'm talking about. So, here's the idea. We're going to make a fresh start, you and I. Your brother Ethan called me Craven, but you're a different man entirely, aren't you? So, if you want Ryan at that funeral, show Lady Elena you respect your betters. Kneel and kiss my shiny ring.
Just do it, Roderick.
You don't want to end up like your brother, do you?
I'm not kissing your ring. Do what you must.
Fine. I'll just tell Ryan you didn't want to see him.
No, please.
And because of your defiance, I'm taking what should have been mine in the first place. The other half of the Ironwood Forest.
You can't do
Ramsay
that.
Snow
I
said...
know what Ramsay said. I'm saying something else. As of today, I harvest ironwood from wherever the fuck I please. And you can't do a bloody thing to stop me.
Would you defy an express order from House Bolton?
I've known Roose Bolton my whole life. As long as he gets his ironwood, he won't care. Well, I have what I came for. I'll leave you to your business.
This just gets worse and worse.
Oh, by the way, my men have a name for you. Roderick the Ruined. Isn't that clever?
He's gonna make things difficult for both of us, isn't he? I'm glad you didn't let him humiliate you.
You'd put your pride ahead of your family. What's poor Ryan going to think? That we've abandoned him?
We can't afford to show weakness, Mother.
It would have been a minor sacrifice.
Yeah, the last minor sacrifice got Ethan killed. Don't listen to this mother. Her ideas, in theory, sound good, don't work in
My
this
lord.
world.
Are you well?
I'm going to kill that man.
Interesting choice I made there. When you have a time limit on your choices, it really starts to show you who your true self might actually be. When you can't
be
think
fighting
about it.
with the other recruits. You need those men to have your back. There's enough out here trying to kill us without trouble amongst our own.
I'm Garrett.
Frostfinger told me about you. Seems to think you might be trouble.
You might be right.
He said worse about me.
I really do think Garrett is in
He
trouble.
said
I
you
think he's
fought for the
cursed.
north with the Forresters. You were there. With the twins.
Yes.
I still don't understand. 3,000 men, and not one could save my brother. Why didn't anyone fight back? Why didn't they rally to their king?
We fought as best we could, but it wasn't enough. The Freys cut us open.
Those cowards. Couldn't face Robb like men, so they stabbed him in the back. They couldn't even give him an honorable death. Let him die fighting.
Your brother would have won the North's freedom. He deserved to be king. He was good at it.
He was good at everything. Now the Freys command Riverrun, and the Boltons are wardens of the North. After what they did. It's not right.
I wish I could have killed them myself.
I keep thinking if I'd been there, I could have done something. But chances are, I'd be dead too. Whatever I once thought, my place is here. With the Night's Watch.
So, not knowing this story, I suspect Jon Snow is supposed to be a major character in the Game of Thrones series, and knowing George R.R. Martin,
There are those
he
here who
probably
will hate you for who you are.
has or
Southerners who
will
will call you
originally-
traitor. Northerners who will
eventually
call you
have him
craven.
murdered
Some won't even have a
brutally
reason.
after everybody
They'll hate
likes
you
him.
anyway. You can't do anything about it. Trust me, I know.
Wasn't paying attention, so I won't respond.
Most of the men are criminals, forced to take the black. You were a squire for a noble house. What happened to you today happened to me more times than I can count. I learned there's nothing more important than having brothers you trust. Whoa.
Alright, so now we're into walk and look mode. Nope, not walk and look. Well, yes, just walk and just look mode. Doesn't seem like there's anything to click on.
I felt the same first time I saw it. I heard you want to be a ranger. Why? Why risk your life out there?
I want to protect House Forrester.
You'll protect them by doing your duty here. Not many recruits want to be rangers. They'd rather stay here where they think they'll be warm and safe. But Mance Rayder marches on the wall with 100,000 wildlings. I've seen them for myself. The men here are murderers, thieves, rapers. You won't like most of them, and they won't like you. But they're your brothers now. Can you stand with them? Can you see past your differences?
If you ask me to, I will.
Glad to hear it. I'd say you'll get used to the cold, but you won't. Come on. Better get by a fire, or you'll end up like Frostfinger.
So, what is the black animal that they get all this black leather from? Well, I mean, I suppose the insides of any number of animals could be black. But the fur there was black too, so either they're dyeing it black and getting it from a different color animal, or there is some kind of black furry animal that hasn't been shown. I bet in the books it explains that.
I'm here, but where are you?
Why would you go? Somebody broke into your room and left you a mysterious note. You were about to get stabbed, girl. Run back. Run away. This is the merchants trying to kill you. Stay away from corners. At least if they jump out at you, you won't They won't have an opportunity to stay away from quarters. That was cool. So we're turning now? Interesting. Can we make out who this is?
Where do you think you're going? At this time of night?
I'm meeting someone.
It's a little late to be out, isn't it? Do you know what this uniform means?
It means you serve the Lannisters.
So, you best get yourself back to your chambers. And I mean, now. If you don't like it, you can take it up with the commander.
Is there no way I can change your mind?
Did you not hear me?
At ease, Lucan. The lady is with me.
Yes, sir. Enjoy your night.
I hope he wasn't bothering you, my lady. I'm Damien.
Thank you, Damien.
It was my pleasure. You got my note.
That was you.
I'm very glad you could make it. I've been wanting to talk to you for quite some time.
Did you search my room? What were you looking for?
Nothing, Lady Mira. I only wish to leave you a note.
So you break a pot and search a room for a note?
I am sorry about this, Mira, but you've made enemies of the wrong people. A handmaiden should know her place.
What people?
I'll make this quick if that helps. I'd hate to see you suffer.
Yeah, that is no surprise. Oh, go this way.
Let her go!
Grab the knife, stab him. Come on. Attack Damien.
Fuck you.
Well, throw him off the edge.
You?
What happened?
Wash the blood off.
What was that?
He said I'd angered the wrong people.
So, someone sent him?
What are you doing here?
I heard yelling.
Is he gonna take the blame?
You did what you had to do, Lady Mira. You had no choice.
I need to get back. Someone might see me.
I'll take care of him. I know a few places in Fleetwood. No one will ever find him.
We should talk about this. Later.
I'll find you.
Throw that knife off the
Everything all right,
edge.
sir?
Get rid of
Damien,
the evidence.
where are you?
Come on. Get rid of the knife, get the blood off your face. You were right next to water. I don't think this world has fingerprints. Poor Ethan. I really screwed up there. I'm not taking responsibility for his death. I think he was gonna die no matter what.
What's Gwyn Whitehill doing here?
No idea.
Hello, Roderick. Sir Roland. It's been a while since we've met.
Yes. Last time I saw you, you and my brother had almost started a war. Your father wanted to murder Asher for your little love affair, remember?
That was a long time ago. May we speak privately?
My lady?
Roderick, I came here because I know how hard these past few days must have been for you and your family. I know my words probably mean nothing to you.
Thank you, Gwyn.
I'm so sorry, Roderick. Your brother didn't deserve this.
Neither of them did.
Listen. I know my father is intent on using Ryan as a hostage, but I think you deserve some news of him. I know it's little consolation, but if I can offer you this...
So you have news of Ryan?
Yes, he's well. Not happy, but just know your brother is safe at High Point. I'm looking after him, but...
What?
The other day he said something that made me worry. He asked me if his father died because he was a coward. He asked if he was really a thief and a traitor like my father says. I don't wish to upset you, but...
Please help him, Gwyn. Don't let him believe what your father tells him.
I've been doing my best to set him right, but he is only a child. He feels forgotten. Alone. He's waiting for his family, but every day my father tells him they will never come. That they've chosen their pride over him. And with each passing day, those words start to sound like truth.
We all think of him every day, trying to find a way to bring him back to us. Will you tell him that?
Of course. But if you truly want to bring Ryan home, this war has to end. You know that. We don't have to be enemies, Roderick.
Hello, Gwyn.
It's good to see you, Talia. I hope I can count on your discretion.
Roderick, you should speak to Mother.
Mother.
Are we gonna get to hear the
join
song?
the others.
He should be here. He should be with his family. But instead they send her.
Gwyn came here on her own. She wanted us to know Ryan is okay.
It's happening all over again. I can see it. My father's house was once mighty like this one, but his loyalty to the Targaryens cost us dearly. I watched as countless of our kin fell, saw our lands destroyed, everything we clung to was ripped from our hands. I can't watch that same fate before this family. Our house. My children.
That must have been hard for him, losing them.
And yet it does not come close to losing Ethan.
I empathize
You
really
must be
well
ready
in games,
to defend us, Roderick.
which is kind of
Your
odd
body
because
may
I'm
be
terrible
damaged,
at
but
it
your
in the real
spirit
world.
must be like iron. You let nothing stand in your way, do you understand? If you have to murder every last Whitehill down to the babes in their beds, no matter what, you must do it. Promise me.
I will kill anyone who stands in my way. I will do whatever it takes.
Remember that.
You gotta jump from like
Promise me.
We will
one
be
really
ready,
aggressive
Mother.
position to one really
Mira,
passive position.
Asher, even Garrett. They all
based
stand
on
with
your
us.
choices, and it
We are
is a
strong.
little off-putting because then the whole facial expression
Yes.
changes, the
suppose we
tone
have
in
to
the
be.
voice changes. It's pretty strange.
Would you say a few words, my lord?
Yeah, they have to be careful about that when they make these multi-branch stories. Oh, dialogue choices.
My father. He was everything. Everything I ever wanted to be. He showed me what it is to be a lord. He was always honourable. I never knew a better man. And I am sorry. I love you, Father.
Ethan, my little brother.
You served this family well, though I was not there to see.
You would have been proud. We honor Lord Gregor Forrester, my husband, my love, and our Lord Ethan, my sweet little boy. But now is time to say goodbye. Father and son are returned to the earth, to the ice. And from their sacrifice, new life begins.
Iron from ice.
Iron from ice.
Let's go in chronological order here. See no reason not to.
From ice we Forresters born, to ice we all return. Father, brother, I've sworn to guard this rest you've earned. I'd bare my neck to and swim the shivering sea. Paint slavers' bay in crimson rains to bring Ethan back to me. His final words, faced with the sword, cut short the bastard's breath. Take me as hostage, oh my lord. He saved us all from death. Fight on, Ethan the brave. Old gods bear steel with you. Our Lord, my twin, a hero's grave, so iron rose anew. Still iron rose anew.
What is going on?
Roderick, you have to do something. Lord Whitehill's son has arrived.
Griff Whitehill means to torment us. Nothing worse than a fourthborn with something to prove.
It was bad enough when it was just the soldiers.
We can't live with them under our roof.
Form up and follow my lead. You'll be taking your vows. You too, Tuttle. Time to start proving you're a brother.
Oh, the things we do for family. I wonder sometimes if it's worth it. All the sacrifices. Enjoy the wedding.
How much further to Marine?
A few days.
If the Lost Legion doesn't catch up to us first.
I overheard a couple of men whispering about the Lannister Guard. They're questioning people. Is there anything else we need to be worried about?
What was that?
get to fight a dragon. Okay. So let's work backwards here. That the wording in the song at the end was pretty bad. I don't mind the song at the end, but it was kind of weak. It almost makes me question if they had different stanzas based on what occurred in our choices that were made, and maybe that was the case, but that song wasn't very good as far as her singing, the wording, the phrasing. Her voice is fine, the background music was fine, but it didn't hit me as impactful as it should. Also, I have the subtitles on, and it is unacceptable when you have the subtitles turned on in a game for singing that is crucial to the game, important information, sorta, to just not show up. If somebody was actually deaf, 100% deaf, they would have sat there for about 2 minutes with no dialogue. They just see her standing there, and I guess they might, through context clues, know that she's singing, but they have no idea what she's saying. And that's just not kind to deaf people, and it's not kind to YouTubers, and it's not kind to anybody. So, moving on from that, this episode seems a lot shorter than the other episode. Uh, I'm a little surprised that we have reached the end this far. I would have thought we would have had reached the end maybe in another 30 minutes to an hour. Uh, Maybe I did opt out on a whole section here. Let's see. Let's look at our no, that's 5 if I can count correctly, choices. Me and 76 of the players didn't forge Marjorie's letter. 70% of players refused to kiss Lord Whitehall's ring. Me and 48.2% players won Roderick's betrothal. So I guess I can woo a lady about 1.8% times more than most. You and 95.8% of the players stood up for Cotter after he stole Finn's knife. Honestly, I should go back and undo that. If I was going to do such things, if I was going to play this game twice or just go back and rewind and do it, that would be one of the things I might want to rechange, because of the decisions, standing up for a thief that can't learn not to steal is just ridiculous. I mean, come on, cut off his hand. Man, I wanted to kill the thief in the first episode, and that wasn't even an option. So you can definitely see in episode 2 that as people got more into the game, the decisions got easier and easier. It's kind of strange that only 30% forged the letter and only 30% actually kissed the ring, and only 4.2% didn't stand up for Cotter after he stole Finn's knife. Probably, I would say in some of these dialogue choices, there was 2 or more options that would have pushed it towards one way versus the other. I mean, only 7% ran away. I guess that one makes sense. So we hit continue. And where does that take us?
From ice we Forresters born, to ice we all return. Father, brother, I've sworn to guard this rest you've earned. May kings and queens melt they spill. Man, sound the horn of winter's past, call starving giants forth, urge cannibals to break their fasts on wardens of the north. Eastern mages empty the veins of beasts across the sea. Paint slavers bay in crimson rains to bring Ethan back to me. His final words, faced with the sword, cut short the bastard's breath. Take me as hostage, oh my lord. He saved us all from death. He saved us all from death. Fight on, Ethan the brave. Old gods bear steel with you. Our Lord might win a hero's grave, so iron grows anew. Still iron grows anew.
Okay, that is just weird. Super, super weird. This is just dumb. Once again, it pushes us to give our email, but that is just amazingly weird. After we heard the song at the end of the episode, now we get the song, which sounds more like a studio edit, and it sounds way better. Way, way better now. I mean, that song sounded good. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief and have that song been at the end while we were seeing the visuals. Again, still no subtitles, but I'll leave that. So why did they play one with either there was some sound effects over it or there was just two cuts of it? And I kind of get that at a funeral she wouldn't be that good of a singer and she would be upset and that would be all that. I think it's kind of weird that you would sing at a funeral ever. I mean, usually most funerals you don't have the family speak, you don't have them sing songs or anything. Depends on your culture, and certainly Game of Thrones world is definitely a different culture. But wow, just to have two instances of the song back to back basically, and one to be vastly better than the other. Maybe it was the exact same song and I'm just hearing it differently. I don't know. Maybe it was just the fact that the fire sound effect was over it, or the forest sound effect was over it, and that was it. But man, when you get that noise reduction at the credits, when you don't have those sound effects, it sounds so much better. So we can go no thank you here, and hopefully that will just take us back to the main menu, which it does. So we have the codex here, and it doesn't seem like it's adding anything. We'll go to my choices with the right bump, and then the right trigger moves it to this. And then when we go to play and we look at this and hit rewind, we can take a little bit of a look to see what our choices are that could have been different. Same, it's still 6 points, but man, because this scene was just a long fight scene. This was an escape scene. And this was, I think, just a walk and talk scene with some dialogue. I don't think we really did much in any of those parts. This was a dialogue scene. This was the most action in the whole game, was playing as the serf, and then this was the nearly getting yourself murdered scene. I can't believe she didn't see that coming. To be a handmaiden to the future queen, you have to understand the intrigue of the court better than that. Just to walk right into it. So, that's it for this episode, and that's it for episode 2. Hopefully episode 3 is a little bit long. Didn't feel like there was a hugely drastic shift in storytelling or gameplay or dialogue between episode 1 or 2. The only thing that really feels different is episode 2 felt a little short. But that's alright, we still have episode 3 right now, and then we can do episode 4, and then I may have to wait for 5, and I probably will have to wait for 6. But we'll get as far as we can get. It's a little sucky that we have to wait for new episodes. I would much rather Telltale start adopting a normal policy of making video games where they just say the game will be out when it's done. They spend the usual 2 to 4 plus years making a game and they just release it. I mean, I'm not even certain that even though this is episodic, that you could have just bought like episode 1 and then come back when episode 2 was available months later and bought that. Looks like we're gonna fight a dragon next episode too, and that's always exciting. Anyways, that's the end of this episode, as I keep confusing the episodes in the game versus the episodes that I'm making for YouTube, and we will continue with that. As always, I ask that you like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media site, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.